All right, sports fans, we've talked about the plays, we've talked about the players, but before we build the ultimate playbook, there's one more brick to lay in the foundation. Now don't worry, it's not going to be too boring. This is all about the rules of the game, both on the field and in fine print. You know, the legal stuff. It might sound like a snooze fest, but fear not, friends, because knowing the legal landscape of sports betting can save you a headache and maybe some cash down the road. Think of me as your guide through the legal jungle. And first up, the US of A. Remember that PASPA thing we talked about earlier? Well, in 2018, it got kicked to the curb, and now states get to decide if sports betting is legal in their own backyard. As of today, 38 states said yes, please, but some big names like California and Texas are still on the fence. So before you whip out your phone and bet on the big game, make sure you're physically in a state that allows it. Sportsbooks use fancy geolocation tech to track your location, so no funny business. As a side note, the US might be a sports betting newbie, but the other parts of the world have been at this game for a while. UK, Australia, and the like. All right, here's the most important rule. Everyone wants to play fair. Sportsbooks, regulators, everyone works hard to keep the games legit. Imagine a tennis player throwing a match for a quick buck, or someone leaking inside info about a star player's injury. That's bad news for everyone. So if you see something suspicious, speak up. You don't need to cheat to win at sports betting. Now let's talk about the terms of service. Those little boxes you click without reading, yeah, those. These terms are important, but let's face it, they can be drier than week-old toast. So we're gonna break it down in a way that won't put you to sleep. First up, buyers beware. Once you place a bet, that's it. The odds are locked in, even if they change later. So do your research before you wager. Don't be like the guy who bets on the Commanders thinking they'll win every single time, because they don't win every single time. Sorry, Commanders fans. Although, hey, if the lines move in your favor, that's a good sign. You made a smart bet, but if the lines move against you, you're stuck. No take-backs. As a quick aside, to the buyer beware point, these are a few exceptions. For example, in baseball, a bet might be pushed if the starting pitcher changes. It means your bet is canceled and you get your money back. Sportsbooks can also offer you a cash out option where you can take a payout before the game even starts. Think of it as an early exit, for better or for worse. The payout might be less than what you could win, but hey, guaranteed cash. Next key term to understand is that sportsbooks can also void a bet if they make a huge mistake with the odds. Like the time a sportsbook accidentally offered crazy good odds on, let's say, Tom Brady being a first ballot Hall of Famer. It happens, but don't count on it. Sportsbooks are pretty good at catching their mistakes these days. Now for your eligibility, listen up. You gotta be 21 or older to play, and you gotta be the right state. No sneaking in with a fake mustache, folks. The sportsbook knows where you are. And if you don't use your account for a while, they might shut you down. Also, athletes, coaches, and other insiders can't bet on their own games. That would be a major conflict of interest. Sports betting should be fun, not fishy. As the next key term, listen. Sportsbooks can limit your bets if they think you're winning too much. It's not personal, but they gotta protect their business. But hey, they can't stop you from selling your own limits too. Bet responsibly. Finally, taxes. Yes, your winnings are taxable, my friends, and it is your responsibility to pay those taxes to Uncle Sam. Now that we've laid the groundwork of the players, the plays, and the rules, let's turn our attention to the playbook and talk about both what you should bet on and how you should bet.